Okay, here we are, SD Racing, back again. We just figured we'd just interview everybody we can kind of get to come over here and talk with us. We're here with the reigning champion in the V-twin class, Peyton Davis. Definitely a star in the series, in the King of the Deep series. She moved to a second class this year, the V-twin class, got a brand new bike, and has won everything, quite literally. And we got your helmet here, Peyton. It's pretty awesome. You and Fonnie been kind of switching out, but now Fonnie's got her own lid. So she's wearing that helmet that Mike Summers hooked her up with. So again, Peyton, you're dominant. You're winning everything. I think, we might experiment with some new tires. I don't even know which bike we're putting it on because you're running two bikes, right? You're running the 850 Outlander in the V-twin class, and you're also running the 700. So how do you go about being as dominant as you are? I mean, what's your secret?
I just go for it and hold the gas down.
Just go for it and hold the gas down. Okay. So you might help us out here. Speak up a little bit when you talk. It's just a conversation. It's me and you. It's just me. It's just you and your pop. All right. So you just hold the gas down. It's as simple as that. You've got arguably more experience on an ATV than most folks. You've got more experience on an ATV than, say, Fonnie, Greg, Isaac, Luke. I mean, I'd say that shows up on race day. We went to Busco, and you entered into a class you've never run before. You entered into the women's class, and you didn't wind up on the podium. So how does that affect you? How does that affect your confidence, or does what's your thought process when you're not able to just completely mop the floor with everybody?
Well, it's like a little sad, but it's okay at the end.
Just a little sad, but okay at the end. Okay. Now, does that, when you go through a deal like that, you're going to a new event, we're going to Talladega, Alabama, you're going to be back on the V-twin bike, you're going to be back on the single-cylinder bike. I don't know who all your competitors are going to be. You're going to have some of your regulars, maybe some more kind of local guys, or maybe you'll have some people coming in from the Southern Bounty series or what have you. Are you going to approach Talladega any differently than you approach all the other races that you've been so dominant at?
Yes.
Yeah, so can you elaborate on that? Like, what are you going to do different? Like, when you say yes, what do you mean? Explain that to us. Like, what are you going to do that's different than what you normally do?
Well, I'm going to try to squeeze the throttle more and just go through.
So you're just going to work harder on pinning the throttle or just giving it more throttle versus, you're going to kind of squeeze the boundaries a little more, I guess, is what I'm thinking here. So that makes me think that to date, you've kind of left a little bit on the table. You know what I'm saying by that? Like, you knew there was more, but you chose not to, to reach for it. Would that be accurate?
Yeah.
Yeah. And you are a person of few words, but all right, well, cool deal. We've got 3 points races left, I think, if I've got that right. And you have won, if I'm not mistaken, everything in your regular classes. Mm-hmm. You're leading the points, hands down, no problem. You're carrying a lot of momentum into this points championship. Do you see at all among your competitors anybody that might threaten your ability to lock down 2 championships this year?
The only person is probably Kicks. He's the only toughest one I went against to this season.
Gotcha. Kicks. So in the points, that's basically who you're racing. Is Kicks. Gotcha. So, well, you know, unless something really strange happens, I totally anticipate you bringing home 2 championships this year and at least 2 more wins in each class that you run. As far as your equipment's concerned, you know, you've got the 850 and the V-twin, strong bike, arguably the strongest one out there. And then you got the new 700. Are you satisfied with the equipment you have under you, or is there any thoughts on maybe you'd like things to be a little bit different, or like, what do you think about that?
Well, I like both bikes, and I think all the equipment is really good.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'd agree with that. I think you're pretty good to go. You got really good bikes. It's kind of cool because, you know, as, you know, a crew chief, you know, your 2 bikes are 2 of the bikes that I really don't have to spend a lot of time on, just because they're, you know, they're good, they're dominant, you're winning everything. You know, we just keep them basically serviced, make sure everything's good, nut and bolt them. So, well, cool deal. I guess we'll be back in the shop tomorrow. Final prep for that coming event in Talladega. And what do you think about that, too? I mean, we hadn't talked about that. We're in a brand new place, right? We moved all the stuff in here. We got plenty of room. We got designated race space for SD racing. How do you feel about that? How do you feel about our progression?
Well, I think it's pretty cool about the new place we went in and about everything.
Well, cool deal. Well, here we are, SD Racing, hanging out with Peyton Davis. I would dare say the most dominant competitor in the King of the Deep this year. She's won absolutely everything, aside, so far as her regular classes are concerned. She did flirt with a different class at Busco, struggled a little bit there, but otherwise her normal point stuff, she's just completely, I mean, won it all. So looks like a really good year unfolding for her and for SD Racing. She's one of our top drivers. She is a top competitor in the King of the Deep series, and we're gonna cut this interview off. We appreciate everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Peace out.